talk about why we have a Gold Rush game here, okay? Some of you might think, well, because Gold Rush is fun and high-level players like fun. But I actually think, well, high-level players like fun, of course. I hope they do. I actually think the reason we have this map, the reason we have this Civ matchup is for this reason. You see, Xiao Hai has played like almost 3,000 games in the last 2 years. I play Xiao Hai all the time, and it's on Arabia. He loves the open maps, which is kind of silly because he walls a lot, but I'm not going to complain about his style just yet. He loves the openness, okay? And then Bloodless, I don't know if I played against him quite as much, but I know him well. He's another USA player, and he's known for with the CL tag as being a clown player. He likes arena. So there's a situation where with a map pool and only so many bans, someone like Bloodless is going to ban Arabia. He's like, get the openness out of here. And he'll probably ban something like Islands. I don't know his whole ban system. And then Xiao Hai says, get Arena out of here. I don't want the closed maps. And then what's kind of in between, what's remaining, is this right here. It is Gold Rush. And this happens with the map pool. So we've got probably neither player necessarily wanting to play Gold Rush, but they're going to get Gold Rush, and they're going to duke it out here. And we've got Spanish for Xiao Hai, which tells me he might try and go Fast Castle. It feels like they very much pick their civs. The Spanish, one of the toughest civs to stop if you get to a lot of those conquistadors, a lot of your unique unit. And then over here you've got Bohemians, and Bohemians are a new civ, but Bohemians can also be very strong with their unique unit, and maybe even just the monks. So 7 tiles of gold. You've got 4 tiles of gold here. You've got 3 tiles of gold here. You can see 4 and 3. And then the rest of the gold is out towards the middle. You can imagine having a unit on a horse with a gun and a castle drop in the middle would be very, very strong here to take control. There are some different strategies. Like what you can do is you can go for a spearman or a militia, and you can like round up the animals and send it to the opponent's base. That's creative, but I don't think we're going to see that here. So yeah, Xiao Hai, Xiao Hai is such a funny player. So I don't think he speaks much English at all because I always try and chat him up. I swear, every time I play him, he always picks Mongols. And he always pushes in every single one of his deer. He'll full wall his base, and he'll try and play as greedy as possible to get to Mangadai. And it's like, in some ways, it's really fun because it's different. At least he's not picking Celts like Huang, or maybe he's not picking Mayans or Franks like a lot of people like to do because they're really strong civs. Mongols are strong if certain things happen. But like, every time I play him, I always chat him up. And I'll be like, you like Mongols? And he either won't respond to me, or he'll just go with the, I'm being rush taunt. And it's so funny to me. As we see the scouts fighting. But yeah, again, I played Xiao Hai so many freaking times. And it's actually fun because when you go in against defensive players, at least for me, you kind of know what they're going to do. And it's a challenge of killing them fast. And I like that challenge. Can't say it's always worked out. And he's incredible when it comes to defensive play. But here we have the scouts fighting, and so far Xiao Hai winning the war. But yeah, with the way this map is situated, Bloodless, okay, that was a mistake. Bloodless could get the hill, and I think he needs to run home now. He should have just run here, because he would not have received another hit before he had the hill again. Like right here. But now it's too late. Now you only have 6 HP, so now you don't want to do it. You're going to lose anyways. And so he's going to run home. All right. Caddy says, how does T90 know everything I need to know? I mean, do you need to know it? Sometimes I feel like I just like, I don't know, hypnotize you guys or trick you guys into thinking you need to know things. One of my greatest joys is making things interesting that you guys didn't know was interesting, right? Like, I love that. Like, a lot of people, a lot of the T90 haters out there over the years have been like, the only reason T90 does community games and low elo legends is because viewers like it. Which is so backwards, man. I mean, how long do you think I could do something if I truly didn't like it? I really like it. I like to make things interesting. And I like to show people who wouldn't otherwise think something was interesting or entertaining how entertaining and fun it can be. It's a challenge for me. And here we have Xiao Hai. Now, what's crazy about this is, Bloodless is really scared right now. He's like, oh my god, my scout is weak. That is really bad. And he just shot the opponent's scout. So now it's 5 HP for Xiao Hai's scout. And so I think for a second, Bloodless was thinking, I'm going to go home and kill that now. But here come the villagers, and hopefully they won't run into any wolves. Or I guess these aren't wolves. These are snow leopards dressed as wolves. And that's not a Loey the Legend mining camp. That's just a house. And now we have... Oh, the scout's down! So he doesn't know! This is something... So I play Bloodless a lot. And again, he likes the closed maps. This is something that Bloodless just isn't as accustomed to doing. Because he tends to play on maps where scouting isn't as important. Like on Arena, Dark Age, and Feudal Age, you're just kind of doing your thing in your base. You don't have to scout too much. You're just guessing. But like the scouting and the awareness when it comes to like any decisions you need to make in Feudal Age is definitely something Xiaohai is going to be more well known for. And Xiaohai has scouted all of this with that very weak scout, and now is going to drop a tower. And so let's see how Bloodless reacts to this. This honestly this might not be too bad for him. He's going to drop 3 houses. Granted, he might not be able to complete them all. But that's going to block that area off. And then he could always just go over to this gold. And I think Xiaohai is probably thinking, where do we break in now? He's going to check over here. Can't attack that build. This is actually closed off anyways, which is kind of funny. And, yeah, I think he's going to attack over here. And Bloodless could maybe pull some villagers over to defend from that. Let's see. So he's gone to stone so he can make his own towers. But these palisade walls will go down very quickly. I think Bloodless needs to cut his losses with the space, needs to make walls here, and he needs to prep to make a tower back here. I think if you try this, you could just lose the game. Or it could be fine. There's no way this happens. The scout should block it off, and the scout is blocking it off, and what a great sacrifice! Honestly, if the scout wasn't there, it might have worked. What a great sacrifice there, and Xiaohai, so much for booming, man. He's either... I would say he's an all-in player, right? So he's very aggressive, or he's very defensive. Tend to see a lot of players that get to a high level be very extreme. And this is kind of what I meant, right? If you prep these walls a couple tiles further forward before that happens, then you can have your gold, and then you can just make a defensive tower. He still probably needs to make one. But tricky spot for Bloodless right now, who wants to go Castle Age, I'm sure, and still might be possible. All right. What's going on? David, welcome. He says, hello, T90 in Facebook chat. Happy to be here. Nice to have you back. We'll have a tower up. And yeah, I mean, this is still possible. But I think you have to find a creative way to get your gold back right now if you're Bloodless. He did re-wall this so the units can't leave. I guess the units don't bring much value otherwise at this time. I like this tower from Xiaohai because it does deny... He's going to try and break out now. I really do like this tower because it denies the gold. Well, this could actually take a risk and run to the middle for gold. And all we're going to see here from Xiaohai is he's going to try and tower and just continue to pressure. And he's basically going to stop the opponent from being able to collect resources easily. Like this tower here... is probably just going to be garrisoned, and he's going to shoot this tower down so he can take his gold again. Not a bad strategy. Also, I believe Xiaohai lost all the stone for that tower, because only at 110 right now. I don't think that was deleted. So maybe Bloodless is okay. Like, the thing is, if Bloodless makes it to Castle Age and drops a castle before the opponent can do that, he definitely got a chance in this Civ matchup. And Bloodless is used to low eco. He likes the arena games. We'll see a tower back here, but at this point, it's like... the wood lines are so big that I think it will be really awkward to deny any resources long term. Bloodless didn't lose any villagers. He actually had less idle TC time. Plus, he hasn't had these villagers running around the map like Xiaohai has, so... Oh, come on, Bloodless. Dude, don't make a tower here. I disagree with this. This wood line's so big, I think I would just make another lumber camp, but... at least it's good awareness. Maybe he feels like this could become a long-term issue. So, gold, here. Gold's here in a second anyways. Still has stone income. 600 food. The thing is, though, the food eco is going to be consistent over a longer period of time for Xiaohai because he has so many farms. Like, this is food banked. But as you can see, the farming eco and the bear eco, it's not going to be too great long term. There we go. There's the other lumber camp. And clock is kind of ticking for Bloodless, who's buying res. Probably going to start buying food, but you'll see Xiaohai's eco start to rise a little bit more. I think it would make sense for both players to use the market here. I'm rather surprised we haven't seen Xiaohai build the market. I think we're going to see it in a moment. Not sure about this tower. I guess it denies a farm or two. Oh, no, it denies the gold. I'm dumb. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think we're going to see a market. Stable? What? What is this? Stable blacksmith. Well, maybe his food is going to rise naturally to get the amount of food for Castle Age. And having a stable wouldn't be too bad to be able to maybe make a knight or two in Castle. Or just even get the stable upgrades, which will benefit your conquistadors. Bloodless is literally 1 food away from Castle. Dropped off the food, and here we go. Guys, this is going to be nuts. Bohemian monasteries are only 75 wood. Their unique unit is very hard to stop. It's a siege unit, so in order to convert it, you would need to get redemption monks. Bloodless is probably not going to be super concerned about food income here. Bloodless is probably instead just going to go for monks and wagons and all in this bad boy to try and take control. Also has done a pretty good defensive job taking out the towers. Like, I think a lot of my viewers, no offense, guys, I think a lot of people in general would probably just freak out about the towers and not know what to do. But he did the right thing. Defensive towers, a couple villagers on stone to make your own. And we're going to see Xiaohai click up here in a moment. Just a couple resources away. Boom, on the way. So, a little over a minute difference with the uptime. And now I'm thinking about where will Bloodless build the castle, right? Because he actually has taken out every tower except for this one. And you don't want a castle here. I'm glad you can confirm you would panic, Tuscan. But yeah, you don't want a castle here because who wants to... It's not important to really take out. That's not an issue. You do have to be a little careful about walking to the middle because you don't know what's out there. So I think what will probably happen is we'll just have a castle right here because it protects this extra stone. And then there will probably be future castles planned, and then those future castles could be towards the middle. Interesting how Xiaohai is not walling. I mean, again, like every time I play this guy, he's fully walled with palisades by the 8th minute with Mongols. But he's showing he has the skill with everything else. He's good eco upgrades, good farm placement. Not that I can really judge that too well. And oh boy, now we have double monastery. These monasteries are way too cheap, man. You should never be able to make 2 monasteries for 150 wood. He actually needs to build over top of that tree. But it won't let him. Oh, it's 3 wood, Bloodless. You could actually chop that. He just probably hasn't checked that. Because normally you can palisade over cut trees. Well, monks are on the way. Castle's going to take forever to build. I really think that's a mistake. Dude, you're blocked. Another monastery. Okay. I love how the men-at-arms saw this as well. And they're like, do we tell them? Do we tell our friends? They're like, no, they didn't attack with us, you know? They don't care about us. Let's not tell them. They care about their friends, though. So we're going to see a castle now. Spanish builders do build faster. So expect this castle to go up. That should be no problem. And here come the monks. So your monasteries are really cheap. You get really good monk upgrades. And your unique unit only costs wood and gold. So there's a world where you can only have, like, you only need 6 on farms. So you can keep villagers producing out of a TC. And then you can just spam monks and spam wagons all the time. Now here's a castle. I think Bloodless is just trying to get relics right now. And we're going to switch to this KD for you guys. And the monk actually sees the castle, but the castle can't shoot the monk. So that's funny. And this will be relic number 1. That's some gold trickle. And then we'll have relic number 2. And now we have a TC as well. What in the world? I guess he got his wood upgrade and everything. I guess he's trying to boom. And this is the thing about conks. Even though they might be able to shoot down this one monk, that could easily get converted. 6 range on a conquistador, 9 range on a monk. So the conks become very strong and tough to deal with when there's a lot of them. When there's 6 of them, they can just... You can use 3 to one-shot one monk and 3 to one-shot the other monk. But when you've got 1 or 2, you have to be careful. Now, what's tricky for Bloodless here is that he's going to have a very slow army comp compared to conquistadors. Here are the wagons. I love this unit, man. I think it's kind of busted in some ways, but it is really cool looking. Bloodless just bought 400 food. Is he going to try Fast Imp? Why? I think he's going to try Fast Imperial here. And then try and get Trebs out and monk upgrades. Yeah, he's buying food. He's going to try Fast Imp. The poor snow leopards are getting shot down. That's sad to see. And we're going to see monks in retaliation here for Xiaohai, and he could actually get Inquisition here. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. That means he converts a lot faster. Yeah, villagers not having a good time. The conks definitely can't move out. We now have Fervor. We don't have Fervor. Fervor is already completed, so the monks move pretty quickly. This is Atonement, which means you can convert enemy monks. And I think Bloodless is doing everything perfectly here, truthfully. He seems to understand that the castle doesn't have fletching yet, so he can just sit here, which must be extremely annoying if you're Xiaohai. He seems to realize he can dodge. He's going to convert a monk. Nope, monk into the TC. Peak Age of Empires here, people. And don't forget about the conks, though, Bloodless. Don't forget about the conks. The thing about monks is you've got to click them all the time. And here comes the conquistadors. 2 villagers down already. Make it 3. Make it 4. This is such a clown, such an arena player thing. Too worried about the monks to realize your eco's getting raided. But he lost the vills. He's got to send these back to work. And, I mean, he was harassing at least. And still, like, 3 conquistadors is fairly expensive. We're gonna have Inquisition! Okay, so what we might have here is an extreme domino effect that can happen with monks. So let me explain. When you have Atonement and you convert a monk, if that monk hasn't had a recent conversion, you can then use your new monk to convert more monks. So you could essentially go, boom, convert, 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 and you can go all the way down the line. Now, it's unlikely it'll happen that way because their players are going to be paying attention. Oh, God, he just used all 3 of his monks to convert a Vill, and now he has to wait for them to recharge. This is tough to deal with, man. Bloodless is just all over this. He's like, I've got monks. What are you going to do? And, oh, he's going to convert 2 of them. Oh, boy, Xiaohai. This is brutal. Now, he does have the Vill leads. Well, not really. I guess he should with 2 TC. No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. What am I talking about? But I guess the saying is no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. But in this case, I think it was kind of expected. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough if you don't have the monk numbers. Now, the Bohemian Imperial Age does cost gold. It does cost gold. It's just that he was using the market a lot. You know what's really disappointing, actually, is that we haven't seen fletching yet for that castle. Now, this could be a conversion here. Inquisition paying off. Now, Inquisition paying off! Inquisition paying off! Convert more! Click more! I convert 1 monk, you convert it back. I convert 1 monk, you convert it back. What is happening? Okay, I guess this is fine for Bloodless, but now the conks are coming in. The monks don't have faith anymore! The monks are faithless! God is dead! Rip to the monks, rip to the golds. What is happening, man? I think he was far too aggressive with the monks before Imp. That's easy to say now. But, like, if you keep those monks alive and then start getting the upgrades like block printing and illumination, then you've got 12 range. Then you can just continue to convert different targets. So as we see some conversions come in here, I think that was a mistake. But, I mean, Bloodless could still be fine. I think Bloodless could just drop a castle here, which Bloodless will do in a second. And then we're going to see Trebs, right? So, and he wants to push the middle. All right, Conk has been converted back and forth a lot this game. And I'm just curious how much Inquisition matters here. Like, the range seems to be the king here. Converting faster is nice, but if you can't even get in close enough, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. We might see the unique tech for Bohemians, where the monks only cost food. But what's weird about that tech is, very rarely with this type of a monk rush do you even have good food eco. So, it's almost better. I guess he's off gold right now. He's off gold! I forgot about that! He's going monks, the most expensive gold unit he could make, when he's completely off of gold. Just don't run into the castle here. Again, why are we not seeing the fletching upgrade for the castle? Maybe we could see some light cav here for Xiaohai, who actually doesn't have stone to repair this. We're seeing food sold instead as these conks run out here, and that Treb is very unprotected. The conks, oh, they missed there. They get 1. Oh, they get 2, but now the enemy has conquistadors as well. 75 pop for Bloodless, 71 pop for Xiaohai. Xiaohai doesn't have stone to repair this. Xiaohai is going to try and make monks, so we're going to see more of this, people. This is a ridiculous game. He's going to send more to stone right now and 1 villager on wood. That's cool to see. But you've got to buy stone here to repair it. And he doesn't have a market. We talked about that earlier. He doesn't have a market to keep this up. And we see a castle now from Bloodless. And Bloodless is doing the right thing to get the ranged upgrades for his castles. There we go. He must have a market somewhere. Did I miss it? Yeah, he must have just made that. But I think it's when he's trying to spend so much gold on monks and he's 2 minutes away from imp. I think this is going to be a really tough spot to be in. Basically, what he needs is his own imp upgrades on his monks. If he can get there, then I think he's okay. He's still going to have a share of the gold, but now Bloodless is going to have it. So that sucks. Also, Xiaohai is going to get extremely housed here in a second. And Xiaohai is going to take a risk and try and go into convert because he's thinking that the Spanish Inquisition will help. Again, I don't think it's going to be fast enough. And you're seeing what happens when Bloodless has the range. He's already starting his Wololo before the Wololo starts for the enemy. And I think Bloodless is going to take this game. Still 50 seconds away from imp upgrades is Xiaohai. He's trying his best. The Conquistador over here. That's kind of funny. That might get converted, though. And it's all about this very weird army siege monk composition for Bloodless at this stage. He actually has the villager lead. You know what would have been really good, though, for Xiaohai, and I think this is the crucial mistake. He's got so much food. Imagine if he would have been able to go for Light Cav and stay in Castle Age. Maybe there's a world where he could push all the monks and the Trebs. I feel bad that new people watch the stream now and this is what they see. There's always new people. There's always new people. Oh, goodness. Being pop-capped really hurt here. He's only going to have block printing coming in. Another castle for Bloodless. Really good strategy from him, you have to say. Block printing takes a while, guys, so he still doesn't have his range. And Bloodless is king of the monk micro. He's got 1, he's got 2, he's got 3. I think he's got 3. Maybe make it 4. Like, thank you very much. I need more monks. This is very helpful. You're amazing. TC's gonna go down, so that's a problem. And then I think the castle will end up going down for Xiaohai. And yeah, Xiaohai is now investing in the monk game when the momentum has been lost. And that's going to be tricky. Even if he has fortuitous conversions, I think you're going to have some issues here. And Bloodless, I would love to see him get the unique tech. I don't think it really makes sense when you have 43 on gold. You might as well just make monks that cost gold. I mean, Bloodless actually has really solid eco behind this. 83 villagers for 64 now. And this is just going to continue. He's got stone coming in so he can repair his castle. I think if he takes this castle out, it is indeed GG, but we'll see if maybe Xiaohai has something up his sleeve. And even just the fletching upgrade would have helped so much here, because the castles would be able to shoot some of these monks. Interesting to me, he's going chemistry and getting archer armor, though. Tells me he might go hand cannon? Yo, Jason, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of people who are like, look at these monks! Underneath the castle! They're getting a conversion. There's no murder holes. That's funny, man. They got converted back, though. It sucks to be them. I'd prefer to be on the blue side right now. Xiaohai desperate. Hey, Jason, I'm glad you could make it. I know for a lot of people who already watched me on Twitch, you know, it's going to take some getting used to, right? As the platform changes and as things develop. But there also are people who watch, as there's monks everywhere, or who benefit from the move as well, and it makes it easier for you to watch. So glad you could be one of those. Xiaohai is a stubborn player. He didn't pick up on that. Xiaohai really doesn't want to call it here. It's also a strategy that's just not fun to play against. 22 monks with 6 more monks queued up, but oh my god, what a funny game. What a funny game. Okay, so here's the thing about monks, guys. Killing enemy monks, like if it's 90% monks, right? It's not that difficult to kill enemy monks while staying in Castle Age. So what ended up benefiting Bloodless was that Xiaohai tried to catch up with the same game and fell behind. And then Bloodless had Imperial Age range. So I want to go back to what I think was like maybe 29 minutes. Okay, so this is where it starts to get a little bit out of hand, but I think it's even later on than this. Let's see, 32. Oh, wait. No. It's not later on than this. Okay, so at this stage, Bloodless is on the way to the Imperial Age. I mean, I have to say, very sick timing on everything. But let's just pause here. You've got 500 food in the bank if you're Xiaohai. You've got good farmers, and he got his farm upgrades, so that there's going to be food on those farms for a long time. You already have a stable. I think, like, making your own monks here is kind of fine, but I think the correct thing to do here, instead of trying to save your food to go Imperial Age, I think you just add an extra stable or two and you go light cav. Because if Bloodless ends up being, let's say, okay, right now, Bloodless is Nimp. Bloodless has like 6 monks. So you would have had time to be able to have 8 to 10 light cav, and at the very least, make it impossible for him to push the middle. And that gives you time. And then I guess it's difficult because you're still stuck in Castle Age. But if you trade against those monks, in theory, you're going to be in a much better position, even though he's going to be an imp. So, because, again, you keep him off of gold, you can't make more monks. That's the key. Especially in a gold rush situation, I think that's the key. Maybe if it's not in another map. So, I think a strategic mistake there from Xiaohai, but obviously that strat's really, really difficult to face up against. It was still really cool to see Bloodless go for that. He defended from the tower rush pretty well. You can see Xiaohai had a lot more food and wood, but for Bloodless, it was all about the gold and all about the stone. He used all of that pretty quickly there. Like, those are the types of games, though, that are just really, really mentally draining to play and very difficult. But we got to see it. We got to see lots of monks from the Bohemians, and we got to see the monks from the Spanish. But numbers is normally key in most engagements in Age of Empires, and it definitely made a difference there. GG.